I just wanted to talk about something that I know experience, many go through, many are going through, and um, just kind of everything about it. And what I'm talking about is, if you're already seeing or you probably already know, but just the low points and when it gets tough and what being in a low point is like. Um, So as even though it's pretty much common sense, I'll go ahead and just state it. Being in a low point in your life is when, at least to you, or very obviously in many situations, like financially, mentally, physically, you just aren't where you want to be, and not just not where you want to be, but just far from it, like terribly far from it. It doesn't feel like anything's changing. It doesn't feel like anything's getting better. It doesn't feel like it's going to get better. It just feels like you're going to continue to be at that point and you're never going to improve, and it's never going to be the same, and it's never going to get better. Um, that's for a lot of people what low points are, and that's pretty much what a low point is. Low points are come with everything, you know. Most importantly, skills that you're trying to learn. You'll get to low points where it really feels like nothing's changing. You're not actually getting better, and you're not improving, and it could feel like you start to question a lot of things. You know, is this for me? Am I doing something wrong? Is this just not for me? Is it not cut out for me? And being in a low point, especially. Especially because the thing about a low point is very little times, or what makes low points, really, really tough, is that you just don't know how to get out of it. You don't know when you're gonna get out of it, if you're gonna get out of it. It's easy to just always, for somebody who's not in a low point, to tell you, hey, it's going to get better, because they're no longer in a low point. And a lot of people kind of just see that and goes like, well, okay, yeah, you're happy, so obviously you're going to tell them that. But I feel like the thing that you're not getting is they're only telling you that because they were once in a low point themselves and no longer are in that low point. Whenever you're learning a skill, or you're starting something new, and you're wanting to pursue something, that's just going to be low points. That's inevitable. It can't be all positive vibes all the time. There's going to be something that's going to trigger, or put you into a low point, because that's just how we work. But the thing about low points is that there's two things you can do. One, you can just wallow in the low point, and you can keep telling yourself, you can't do this one thing, that you're never going to be able to, you're not going to get out of that low point, and that's just what life is, that's just what it's like, that's just how it is. And you can choose to stay with that fixed mindset that it can never get better, and you'll never be out of that low point. Or you can understand that low points are just something that happens, and you can only go up. All right, you can only go far. You can only go down so much, is the thing. And I like to think of like a bank account. Say there's like $100 in it, and you say you have this job and you're working this job, but all of your money goes to paying for things that that you need in order to maintain yourself. So say you have $100 in that bank account, and everything that you need to pay for, food, clothing, and everything, uses up all those $100. And every month you're just left with no money and nothing else to do, and you just because your $100 is spent up. Here's the thing though, once you obviously disregarding like overdrafts and stuff, which I hope people don't get themselves into a lot, but let's just say everything in a perfect world and it never went under zero. Your lowest point would be getting that $0 and not coming back from it. well, not coming back from it, but it can only go to 0. You know, in this perfect image, it can't go to -1. It can't go to negative infinity. But you know what it can go to? It can go back to 100. It can go to 200. It can go to 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 30 million, 50 million. You can only go up, right? So seeing it like that, you can only improve, and it can only go higher, and it can only, you can only get better. Use that to let you know that, you may be in a low point. Sure, yeah, you're in a low point, as everybody gets into a low point, but just know it can only get better as long as you do everything in your power to make it better. If you want something, one of my teachers told me, one of my English teachers told me a while ago, some years back. She said, if you want something, you'll make it work. If you want something, you'll find a way, no matter what it is, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're going through. If you want something, you'll find a way to make it work. And I believe that. I believe that if you truly want something, whether that be, your dream car, your dream house, or your dream wardrobe. People have dream wardrobes. That's a thing. Maybe not be talked about a lot, but it's a thing. Trust me. You'll find a way to get it. So don't see low points as something to avoid, or something that, you shouldn't get much of, or you shouldn't get a lot of, because low points are there to kind of just show you that you still have a lot to learn, that you still can improve, you can still get better. And although the quality of low points are, low, I think the lesson they teach is a lot better, especially once you get to the high points in your life. A lot of people get those high points, and they get a lot of those high points, and they feel unstoppable. They feel nothing can hurt them. They feel that they're just great. Everything is, life worked out for them, and nothing can ever ruin it. But don't see low points as just something terrible. Just see it as, you have a ways to go, no matter where you are, and that you can always get better, and there's always something that you can learn, and another angle you can take in order to get yourself out of that low point. So, to put it in a better way, low points are very much, at least in my opinion, a learning experience, rather than just something, suddenly terrible went on, something terrible just happened, something that told you it wasn't meant to be happened, because I don't think that's the case. You can do anything you put your mind to, but with good comes bad, but with bad comes good. So as long as you never harp on the bad part, you're able to cherish and understand and appreciate the good points. And I'm not saying you should suffer every now and then when everything's going well, but when you're at a very low point in your life, that's where it's a good chance to just reevaluate and reanalyze the way you go about things and the things that you do, so you have, less of those low points. I'm not saying you should just get low points and purposely look for low points. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is, when you hit a low point, don't let it consume you, but rather you consume it, and learn from that low point, so that you're not getting, or having to face many low points again. Because although they're really bad, they're very much a learning experience. And I think if people understood that, then they wouldn't have as many.